Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and it's time again. We're going to take a look at another action figure from NECA Toys that is based on a classic video game. Yeah man, you guys know me, I am a huge fan of this awesome throwback line from NECA Toys where they're basically taking all of these properties that they're already making action figures of, but painting them to look like their 8-bit and 16-bit counterparts from the games that we played growing up. It's such an amazing idea, and I cannot believe that it has come this far. Well, today we're going to take a look at a brand new one. And while most of the figures we've received in the line so far have been from the NES era, we have received one from the Master System, and now we've got an action figure that represents the Sega Genesis. So today we're going to take a look at the brand new City Hunter Predator figure from the Sega Genesis Predator 2 video game. So just like we've seen with NECA's other video game-inspired action figures, Predator comes in this amazing boxed packaging that resembles the 16-bit Sega Genesis packaging for the Predator 2 video game. It's got the same graphics on the front of the box, and even in the lower right-hand corner we've got the official NECA seal of quality, which looks just like the Sega seal. And when you flip that around to the backside of the box, it again looks exactly like the backside of the game box. But in favor of screenshots of the video game, we have little snapshots of the action figure within. And then of course we've got a nice Velcro flap so that you can fold that box open, and on the right hand side you can fully see your action figure, while on the left side we've got a screenshot from the video game where you reach level 7, the alien ship. The packaging for these NECA video game figures are among the best part of these. I absolutely love the design, and any gamer should also really appreciate these. But we're going to go ahead and rip this box open so we can take a closer look at the action figure inside. So if you are at all familiar with NECA's Predator action figures, you pretty much know what you're getting here as far as the scale and the sculpt go. The action figure stands 8 inches tall, and in fact, if you've already got NECA's City Hunter Predator from the Predator 2 movie, you'll notice that standing these two side by side, the sculpts are pretty much identical here. There have been a couple different versions, so obviously there's going to be some differences between the two, but the parts are all very familiar to us if you've got any of those other Predator action figures. Regardless, the detailing on this guy is absolutely amazing. NECA always knocks it out of the park with their incredibly detailed sculpts, especially for their Predator action figures. The Predators are definitely one thing that NECA does amazingly well, among many others, of course. Now, the thing that really makes this guy stand out from the other Predator figures in NECA's lineup is the fact that he's got a really funky paint job, which is meant to resemble the way the character appears in that level 7 of the Sega Genesis video game. It's got this really funky dark tone to it that's got a bit of a brown and tan kind of highlighting going on the mask and the chest and the front of the legs there, with this really wild light blue that kind of highlights several parts of the action figure. It's a very funky paint job, but it's very effective in making it look like it jumps straight out of that 16-bit video game. And it's very well done. In fact, even if you weren't picking this guy up because he's a video game figure, he still looks pretty sweet on your shelf with your other Predator action figures as just another funky coloration. All of that sculpt work, as I stated, is terrific with lots of great details going on here, and there's a lot of really neat things all over this Predator, such as the cannon on his left shoulder, the blades coming out of his right wrist, and even the cool little pouch that's hanging at his side via a string going across his chest. Alright, so let's go ahead and check out the articulation on our City Hunter Predator figure here. That head is on a nice ball joint, so you can rotate it left, right, slightly up and down. You will have to be wary of that little cannon sitting on his shoulder, though. It's going to hinder the movement just a little bit there. He does have ball joints at the shoulders, and the padding is made of a softer plastic, so it doesn't really hinder the movement. You move the arms up, down, forwards, and backwards. You can swivel at the elbow. You got a standard bend at the elbow. Then, of course, you got those nice ball joints at the wrist, so you can rotate the hands all the way around there. You got that swivel at the waist. You got the nice ball joints at at the thighs there, so legs can go outwards, forwards, and backwards, as well as swivel. You've got really nice double joints at the knees, which are hidden by the cool knee pads there, so those function very well. And then the feet are also ball jointed, so you can roll the foot all the way around at the ankle there. So you got some pretty great poses going on with this particular figure. And just like we've seen with several of the other Predator figures, the blades on his wrist are retractable, so you have the ability to pull those out and push them back in if you want to. It is worth noting that these have been a little fragile on some of the Predators in the past, so always be a little careful when pulling out those blades so that you don't snap the plastic. So this particular Predator figure does come with 3 accessories, all of which we've seen in the past, but still very cool to have some accessories to go along with our figure. First of all, he does have the cool little smart disc. It's got the same great paint job as the rest of the figure, and you can pose this in his hands, or you can snap it onto the little holster that's on his right thigh. He also has the extended staff, which has a very cool sculpt to it. And it's really neat, too, because it's got that kind of two-tone paint job where half of it's kind of that blackish color, and the other half is the tannish color to kind of match the shading that is on the actual action figure. And lastly, he comes with a trophy skull, complete with a spine attached to it. And just like the rest of that action figure, it's got that really funky 16-bit paint job, but it looks very cool when posed in the figure's hand. This is another really awesome video game inspired action figure from NECA Toys. And it's looking pretty sweet posing this guy next to some of the other figures that we've got, such as that other video game Predator that has also been released. In fact, pose this guy alongside all of NECA's other video game inspired action figures, and it is quite an amazing bunch of toys. I'm starting to run out of room for this particular photo, but that is not a complaint, because I love these. It's such a neat idea, so weird, but so cool. And this particular City Hunter Predator figure is another awesome addition to this particular toy line. So the Sega Genesis inspired City Hunter Predator figure should be hitting store shelves very soon and is already available at some online shops. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.